Hello and welcome to Footy Judge More people. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Forgot to start there. But listen, Arsenal absolutely brilliant. Like, just you cannot describe it how they started the game. A lot of people on Twitter, a lot of people on social media, a lot of people on YouTube are tell me it's only Sheffield United. You can only beat what's in front of you. And like this, Arsenal just look like the best team in the league. It's as simple as that. You go to the game away from home, you absolutely batter Sheffield. In the first 15, 20 minutes, they had nowhere to go. They smothered them. They put them under the hammer. This is the Arsenal that people were waiting for, to be honest. Everyone was waiting for this Arsenal team. Yeah, I've heard it all now because everyone now is saying, yeah, it's only Sheffield. This is just a weak team. But listen, the way they score the goals, the way they move the ball, the way they are so direct to reach the goal, they put themselves in a fantastic place, to be honest. Everyone now should be scared of Arsenal, as Terry Flowers on the Football Terrace always says. But to be honest, if you're watching this Arsenal team in the Premier League, there is no doubt that they're putting themselves in a place, in a category where you have to say they are giving themselves every chance of going on to win this league, to get a result at the end, to beat every other team that they're going to face. It doesn't matter if it's home, it doesn't matter if it's away. This team is fearless. And I know I'm praising them because, listen, 6-0 away from home, and it doesn't matter if it's Sheffield United. I'm not going to keep saying this because I know this is the narrative that's going to keep running. We're going to hear this all week now that it's only Sheffield United. But 6-0 isn't something easy. Sheffield United look like a League One, a League Two team. And it's because Arsenal made them look like this. I believe that. I truly believe this. I'm here with some great guys, of course. We'll talk about the game. We'll see Thomas Partey's back. Gabriel Jesus is back. It looked easy. I'm here with the guys, with Olu, Reese, of course, and Martin. Look at how happy they are. Olu, you're not happy. What is wrong with you, bro?
This is my smiling face, isn't
Okay, this is it. This is you
it?
smiling. Listen, people, if you're watching this now, hit that like button. I really appreciate every like, every share. Share this video everywhere, right? Share this video everywhere. Like the video. If you're watching this on the replay, like it before you go on because you're going to enjoy it. Let me know in the chat. And I want a yes or no question now from everyone in the chat. Is Arsenal the best team in the league on form right now? Is our Arsenal playing the best football in the league? Let me know. You're a Liverpool, City, and leave a comment after the video if you're watching this on the replay. Are they the best team in the league? Guys, how did you guys see the game? I saw Reese, you were very confident before the game. How do you see this game?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. Before we get onto the game, I just got one thing to say. Yeah. Some mena, hey, waka, hey, $60 million drain. Kaya first goes again. What we saying now, man? Nah, do you know what? Yeah. It's a game that I can't really get too gassed about because I did expect us to absolutely blow them away. Literally from the first minute, it was similar to Newcastle. From the first minute, just super intent. We was playing with real intent. You could tell the team wanted to kill Sheffield off as quickly as possible. We actually made them make a substitution at like 15, 16 minutes. And 3-0 in 15, 16 minutes. I mean, what more could we want as Arsenal fans, right? Martin Odegaard, what a masterclass, man. Like, do you know what? A lot of people have come for this guy across the season because he hadn't had the numbers. But I've always put it down to the fact that we just weren't clinical at the beginning of the season, right? And, you know, a lot of the chances he was creating just wasn't being put away. I can't put that down on him. That's not his fault. But we move and, yeah, we just have to focus on Brentford now. I'm hoping we can take this form into Brentford, hopefully smash Brentford as well. Brentford will probably be a much harder game. And then after that, we rolled to the, well, actually, we host Porto and we got to smoke some Porto. And then we got to roll up to the Etihad and punch up the Manchester City people, which I believe we will do in this form. We're playing the best, scintillating football. Seeing Partey come on, I won't be too biased. He did yeah, I don't know. He didn't. I don't know. He made a few mistakes, but you know, he's still warming himself up, and we're just moving. We keep moving, man. We keep progressing, and hopefully we stay under the radar because that's what we want to do, right? Let Man City and Liverpool be in the limelight. Let the battle be between them. You know, the two giants, Pep versus Klopp, and we'll just come at the dark horse when no one's watching and take number one spot.
Bro, you cannot be under the radar with these performances. What are you talking about, bro? Seriously. You cannot be under the radar. I don't think Arsenal can stay under the radar with these performances.
No,
Listen,
Mo, we're beating crap teams. You know, it's just, you know, we're not very good. We're getting lucky. We're getting set piece goals. You know, I don't think we're actually anywhere near the other two. I think we're just slipstreaming.
Yeah, you know, we with no heritage. You know,
no heritage.
Our managers not won any major trophies. You know, just you know, just. Yeah, I mean that. There's not really
energy, guys. What the fuck?
We're spectators, Mo. Come on, let us just enjoy the title race.
People aren't here to hear this.
Man, we are smoking the league. Forget this nonsense, man. I'm putting the chest down right now.
Yes, Olo. That's what we want to hear.
No, we are smoking the league. We're the best team in the league. I can say that confidently.
But I mean, I think it's always hard to say who's the best team in the league because I think it shifts from time to time. So I think objectively you'd say, and I know Martin, the Man City fan, when we talked about this last time, and we said Arsenal best team in the league, you wanted to say, well, what do you want to define it by? But if you're going to define it by it since the start of 2024, so a very objective sort of time frame, you'd say, yeah, I mean, Arsenal have been the best team. I think for me, what's been most impressive is how much the team has become basically suffocates team. The way I look at Arsenal right now is a bit like a ball constrictor that sort of just it gets itself around the prey and it just squeezes the life out of them in terms of like just the amount of pressure. I mean, I was speaking to someone and someone said that you know, this team looks like a mixture between what was Pep's team and what was Klopp's team in terms of the winning teams, in terms of the control that Pep's team has on the ball, plus the intensity of Klopp's pressing. And I think that's actually a very good description. What's very impressive is just the ability, more than the goals for me, just the ability to make a team feel like they're drowning. And you're watching professional players right now panic on the ball. Like, you know, there's a clip I saw right at the end of the game, they're analysing it, and I know Oli McBurney is not the greatest striker in the world, it's not the fastest, it's not the, most, it's not something you scream about, but just how Arsenal could just leave Saliba one-on-one with him at the halfway line. They said, Gabriel, you go push literally on their box, and you could just see, I think that's for the first goal, and you just see like the Arsenal just squeezing the pitch and making it smaller, and any sort of out ball was just basically to a guy who doesn't have.
What did Arteta change? What changed?
Nothing's changed. I don't think anything's changed. I think at the start of the season, when we talked about control, I think what you're seeing is, and I think as football fans, we get into this idea that managers are magicians that can just change something immediately. Obviously, this is something that's been worked through the season, and at some point, it's starting to click. And once it starts to click, you start seeing the fruits of the labor. So it's a bit like watering a plant. You don't just get a tree out of it. You have to work through that. So I think it's always been in there. It's just that now we're being more effective on the other side of the pitch. So what we were doing in controlling teams in the back before is now also bearing fruits up top as well.
You guys don't think anything changed?
No.
I actually think things changed. I genuinely think
they got used to it. They just got used to playing like Havertz and all those guys that they're new to the team. So it just clicks after a while. And we didn't know when it was going to click. We talked about it clicking, but turns out that going away for 2 weeks in the nice weather when it's cold everywhere else was what it needed. But I've never seen an Arsenal play like this, such a complete level of football. Like maybe back in the Invincible days where we had such a good defense to work from and then we added attack to it. But all through Wenger's time, it was like, yeah, we'll just score more than them. We don't need to worry about defending. That's like a silly thing that other teams worry about. And we've made defense.
Arsenal, you're not worried about the defense at all with Gabriel and Saliba at all. Like I'm watching the game and I'm like, Sheffield sometimes booted it forward and it's 2-2, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, It's like work. It's like work. And it's ridiculous how the positioning of the Arsenal players now is so perfect. And people think, yeah, why you are praising Arsenal that much? Bro, are you watching the games? Like, are opposition's fans watching the games? Are they watching the positioning of Saliba and Gabriel in the back and David Raya taking 10 yards and how everyone is just positioned very well? And it starts there. But to be honest with you,
they're turning the CV off. They're turning the CV off after 12 minutes, basically, so they don't get to watch it.
So let me tell you the difference in Arsenal this is my opinion. Of course, you can disagree with me. Arsenal are more direct. Arsenal aren't trying to pass the ball 50,000 times before it goes. Today, what I saw is that Odegaard is trying to reach the goal from the shortest distance. Odegaard is trying to get Saka close to the byline as soon as possible. Martinelli isn't trying to just control it and just move it around. Martinelli is trying to put the ball in the box as soon as possible because Kai Havertz is making a run, Odegaard is making a run, Declan Rice is making a run. In the beginning of the season, the reason why I said Arsenal were in control or were trying to be slow and stuff like this is maybe because he wanted to tighten the defense more. He wanted to have less worry about the defense. He wanted the defense to get used to Raya in the back as well, maybe more. But now it's very obvious how he is. You know what? Gabriel wasn't pushing that high. And it's not only about Sheffield. I have seen it in other teams. Every time a team clears the ball against Arsenal, the second ball is going to Arsenal. It's going to Gabriel. It's going to Declan Rice. It's going to Jorginho. You know what I mean? That's different. That's different. And I think this is what makes it so effective is that the other team don't have a chance. They don't have a chance to go against you. I know rivals fans hate to say it, hate to see it, of course, but that's the reality. That's what happened. Now I'm looking at this Arsenal, I'm saying, now this Arsenal that played today, that played against Newcastle, that played against West Ham, that Arsenal look better than the Arsenal of last season. That look better than the Arsenal.
Oh yeah, I mean, if those two teams played, this season will beat last season's.
Now, I guess
now. I think now, right now, they'll beat them.
I can't believe that also today, for example, Kai Havertz, I thought he was pivotal.
Like, whoa, everyone, wait a second. We are entering the Twilight Zone. We are entering the Twilight. So everyone, record this. We're about to see Mo say something good about Kai Havertz. This is elite. Like, if I run the likes up for this, everyone, run the likes up. And if you run it up, Mo's about to just give the most amazing prop to Kai Havertz. But everyone, seriously,
his movement
watch closely.
was very good. His movement was very good. The thing about his first touch and his control of the ball is like the liver. Like, for example, the goal, the Ben White goal, the way he controlled the ball is the Leverkusen touch, which is what everybody was waiting to see. You know what I mean? His movement for the goal he scored, where he's like, you know what, Martinelli is under pressure. I'm going to be the second guy to this ball, and I'm going to drive to the 18, finish it. That's the Kai Havertz of Leverkusen. If people didn't watch, because not a lot of people watch Kai Havertz at Leverkusen. I watched some of the Kai Havertz at Leverkusen. This is the Kai Havertz of Leverkusen. This is the Kai Havertz that Chelsea wanted. The Kai Havertz that is, even his body language today was just different. Like, he went to physical battles, him stopping the ball, putting the opposition at his back and turning and passing the ball back and running to be in the position when they wanted him to be. That's different. Do you know what I mean? He isn't slacking. I am just gonna, like, for people, I saw Kai Havertz today hungrier than the Kai Havertz of the majority of the season. He was so hungry. He believed that, listen, I'm not only gonna just do my job, I'm gonna score a goal, I'm gonna have a good touch, I'm gonna dribble. That's the Kai Havertz that I haven't seen for 4 years.
He's starting to believe that he can still play football again. Because the problem with playing at Chelsea in that era that they were at the end of, there was you get run into the ground. You get that no one believes in you. Everyone hates you. I mean, Havertz is the most hated footballer I've ever seen.
He's not hated,
in the history
Martin. He's not.
He was hated. He was hated because Arsenal fans don't like Chelsea players coming to the club in general, right? So even Jorginho was getting a bit of stick, but there was a lot of people invested in Havertz not working out at Arsenal that were making sure that the narratives out there were like, he's terrible, he's never going to work for you, because it's going to make them look bad. So, we've got to the point now where he doesn't need anyone to defend him. He's doing it for himself on the pitch. He was showing signs of what he's doing right now. Like, I don't believe in this, like, oh, well, he's changed and now he's good, because it was there like it was there with Arteta before Arteta was proving everyone wrong. So to me, as someone who saw that in his game, I prefer him as a midfielder. Some people say he's better as a striker, but I don't think it matters either way. He drifts into the same position. He's always trying to break the offside trap better than anyone else I've seen do it for Arsenal. The way he times his runs and runs into spaces, it's very intelligent. And it's nice counterpoint to Jesus, because he's more like, don't think, just play football and go crazy Jogger Benito everywhere. So he's brought an extra element to our game, which has allowed us to go over the top, and he can bring the ball down very well and is always looking for a pass. And I think that's probably the next thing he's got to do, is not look for a pass so much as like he's got to become like a ruthless killer, because I don't think he can strike the ball very well, but he had a very good shot today. I have to say, like that was top class finish.
But I haven't seen this. To be honest with you, I watched every Arsenal game this season, including Champions League game. I haven't seen this guy Havertz. Like this guy that played today is different.
Can we just agree that Mike Thomas Muller's movements regen is actually correct? Okay, I'm okay saying it every single time that he's.
It wasn't about the movement today.
No, but you also mentioned his movement. You also mentioned it, but no, honestly,
it's very hard to move. By the way, it was very hard to move. Before you go on, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Today, if you watch the game today, it's very hard to get the right movement when you have 10 players of Sheffield within 15-20 yards. It's very hard. People didn't realize there was no spaces for some of the Arsenal players, only out wide. For someone like Kai Havertz, for someone like Odegaard, there is no space. For Rice, there is no space. You'll have to create the space for yourself.
No, it's true. I mean, you're right. I'll say this is. I don't know if this is his best performance. I'm trying to think of some other ones. I think
Newcastle was very good.
Yeah, he was pretty good at Newcastle.
Yeah, I was thinking Newcastle. I think what you're seeing is that he's not scared to use his physicality when it's needed, right? You've got a guy who's 6'4", who, even though it looks like he's built like a beanpole, he actually has got a bit of strength. And I think you're right. The confidence. I think Martin said it perfectly. Chelsea's been a graveyard for strikers, for attacking players for years now. Like, always good in bringing defensive players, attacking players. For some reason, they just go there to die. It's crazy. And I think that maybe there's the element of confidence that was lost in him, because look at the start of the season, he was missing 5-yard passes. Like, I remember one where he literally had Martinelli and he passed it behind him, and so you could see the confidence in him was shot. I think as he's getting more and more confident in the team and with his teammates, and maybe Arteta is building game plans around him. There's a trust that's going in there, so he's now doing things that he should be doing at the start of the season, but now it's effective. And of course, we have a team playing well, and your confidence is up. You're just going to play better than ever. So, like, it's testament to him. It's testament to Arteta for believing in something that, to be honest, none of us at the start of the season probably believed it. When that transfer was going through, I remember thinking, "Oh, Martin, definitely, you can look at me as well." But Reece, as you look, when that transfer went through,
I believe from the beginning. But you know what it is?
Where gone?
It's not just Havertz. It's the reason why I believe is partly because of what I used to do for work. So I actually used to be a coach, but just in a different discipline, right? And one of the most important things for a team to become high performing is that there's a psychologically safe environment, and that is the environment that Arteta is or has been creating. So I wouldn't be shocked if, like, a lot of, even if you look at Odegaard as well, like Odegaard, like he was a wonder kid. Like, he was the talk of the town from like when he was like 15, 16, but it didn't quite pan out for him at Real Madrid. And that's more so because of Real Madrid's culture than anything, right? Because at Real Madrid, it's about now. Like, do something now. We need players that do things now. And he just wasn't ready at that time, right? But the culture that we're creating at Arsenal is a culture where players have the time to adapt, have the time and the space to thrive. Like everything in the culture that Arteta is creating is that of a psychologically safe one, which gives players the opportunity to express themselves. And we all know Arteta, he goes into the detail. Like he goes so deep into the detail that it's kind of hard for you to not know what to do on the pitch. So because you understand the system and you're in a culture where you're happy and you don't feel any sort of negativity from anywhere inside the club, you can only thrive. Is to me, it's common sense. Like, so yeah, that's why I believe, because I obviously the Kai Havertz at Havertz was highly rated. So he went to Chelsea where attackers die, and now he's being revived.
Yeah,
well, I never rated Havertz.
Someone wanted to jump in. Listen, people, we have over 200 people here, so at least get the likes up, guys. Get us to 100 likes or 150 likes, okay? Someone like sent me that they wanted the link because they wanted to cook me, and I just hope they don't cry.
Is it God again? Because I can't have two.
It is God. It is God, guys. Before we start, hit that like button. Okay, Sad, you wanted to cook me, but don't cry if I cook
there
you
you
back.
are.
Don't cry if I cook you back.
So,
all right? But before you start, we're not starting until I want to get 100 likes. Guys, I want to get 100 and 150 likes. We have 7 likes away from 100. Come on, there's over 200 people here. So hit that like button, people. Come on. Do it. Okay, go ahead, Sad. What do you want to say?
Don't let him, Mo. Don't let him cook you, Mo. He doesn't deserve to cook
you. He doesn't know how to cook me. Go ahead, Sad. But don't cry. Be careful what you say. You know me, huh? Be careful what you say.
It wasn't even a cooking. Realistically, I just wanted to come up here and actually listen to Mo. I actually wanted to listen to Mo.
You are wrong.
Actually, I actually wanted to listen to Mo.
Your message was literally, Mo, let me jump on. I need to cook you.
You are wrong.
Havertz.
You are wrong about Havertz. You are wrong about Havertz.
What do you mean I was wrong?
Wait, you're saying that?
You are wrong, mate.
You're of all people, you're saying
that's
that.
Sad. Don't be shameless. Don't be shameless.
Right,
you are the one who all the time spoke about Kai Havertz and the system.
Yes, but look now. Look now. Look at him now.
Okay. So I gave him praise.
He's been de-Chelsea-sized, if that's even a word, and Arsenalized. You know what I mean, bro? Listen, bro. All I'm saying is Havertz, bro. Allah. If he plays like this, we were all wrong, bro. Apart from Hooks, obviously.
So let me ask you something. Do you believe he's better than Gabriel Jesus in the striker position, in the false 9?
Styles make fights for me. I think there's going to be some games where Havertz is way better.
Today,
and I think there's going
we ask the chat as well, guys in the chat. Do we believe Kai Havertz in that false 9 position is better than Gabriel Jesus?
The thing is, today Jesus didn't look up to the mark that he normally is, but he's coming back from injury. I think if you look at what Jesus does, the space he creates, the players how he brings players into the game, I don't think we can just par that off just because Kai. Let's not have recency bias. Let's not forget what Jesus was doing. Let's not forget what he was doing up front for us. Yes, he doesn't score goals, but bro, what he does to spread the play and to get players involved is still very underrated. People look at him as a striker. I never looked at him as a striker. He's a forward. And yes, Havertz has been playing incredibly well. I think Havertz is more of a Swiss Army knife. Arteta's actually unlocked him, bro. He can play in multiple positions now. He's comfortable, bro. I did not see this, man. I can't lie. I did not see this myself.
He's holding his hands up.
Like I have to. Listen, I'm humble in defeat. I didn't see this, bro. I thought at the start Kai Havertz was useless in the midfield. Up front, I thought that was his best position anyway. And I said that on multiple occasions because whenever he was up front, he'd get more involved. He'd have more touches of the ball. which was important. He'd make space for players, which is important. Yes, he wouldn't score goals, but now he's got his confidence. He's able to take a shot and get it on target. You know what I mean? He's doing low-driven shots, picking his corners. Bro, he looks like a changed player. Inshallah, it carries on. Inshallah, it carries on. I really hope this guy hits double figures on goals and assists. Maybe even just goals. But if he hits double figures in goals, bro, I think we all need to share apologies, bro, because we were a lot of people were very wrong, myself included. Mo was also wrong. Mo was also wrong, but
when you say you were wrong,
no, but we judged him too early because a lot of people were telling us, Mo, this is why I say we're wrong, yeah. Because a lot of people told us, don't judge him too early. Give him time. Let him settle in. And we were saying he was trash. He was this. He was that.
He was going to.
I didn't believe that Arteta will be able to get something out of him. Okay, how the team is playing is helping him. How the team now is more direct. How he's involved in the game. I'm going to tell you something different today than every game he played. He had more passes than he normally does, average in the game. He completed more passes. He had more touches than his average in every game. He's more involved, right? This is something I didn't see coming. I didn't see it. I actually didn't see this coming. You know what I mean? I didn't see Kai Havertz getting involved as much, improving. He's slowly going back. Sometimes, if he continues like this, not every game he's great. I've seen games when he scored, an Arsenal fan would rave about it. And I said, in that game, he didn't look great, right? He didn't look great. Today, and this is why in my first talk, I just said today. I didn't say last game. I didn't say the game before. I said today. Today, I saw a different Kai Havertz. It wasn't last game or the game before where he scored goals. Today, it looked different. It looked like he's on it.
There was glimpses of it. We saw it in the big games when he delivered. When we scored against City, he was the guy laying it off for Martinelli to score the goal. When we needed a late goal against Brentford, he was the guy showing up at the back post. He was the guy at Luton who scored a goal and made it level the score, right? Like, I think people haven't wanted to see it, but it's been there. And often admitting you're wrong in the football commentary space is very rare. It's like, I wasn't wrong. Yeah. I wasn't wrong. And I think people just needed to calm down on him. It was too much. The worst signing of the season. He was going to get Arteta sacked. All of this stuff was 7 months of conversation, pretty much any time. But I understand why, because they don't have anything else to laugh at us about. So they have to find something to really to bring us down. So I saw it with Xhaka. Where he was hated by almost everyone. And then Arteta said, don't leave. You're not coming. You're not leaving. You're doing another season. Come back here. And we started to clap him on, and he turned into a brilliant player. And now he's leading to Leverkusen to an invincible season that's unbelievable.
Can we just say what? Can I just say one thing?
You can. Yeah.
If there you are, you fraud. If Arteta,
don't be scared. I'm not gonna play the clip. It's fine.
Yeah, what clip?
Go ahead. Can I say one thing?
This guy is such a fraud. Oh, no, don't play the clip. Don't play. Please. I don't want to hear my voice, man.
Can I talk? For fuck's sake?
Can I fucking talk? Can I say one thing, please?
Now you can say one thing.
I hate that clip, bro. I
love that.
Now you can say one thing.
If Arteta turns Havertz into a world-class player, that has to be that. If maybe even a good player, yeah, to a decent standard, maybe not even world class, but a decent player. That must be the biggest bragging rights. He can have bragging rights about that because he took a player that was literally at the lowest point in his footballing career and made him into a winner, made him into somebody who could be relied on in big games. If he does that, I think that is the biggest flex for Mikel Arteta, honestly.
Well, I think he's already got that in someone like Odegaard, for example. Because he's you could say his confidence was down the toilet when he was at Real Madrid because he was meant to be the next big thing. He never panned out. They were saying you can't break through with Modric and Toni Kroos in that midfield. They want you to sit on the bench. he had to leave. Like at some point, he had to leave. So if you remember the story of Odegaard at Real Madrid, sent to Herenveen on loan, sent to Vitesse, like the turnaround in terms from Sociedad as well as exactly the turnaround from being seen as this prospect player, one of these Freddie Adu players potentially, to becoming now what people will say, look, he's not as good as him, but to be actually in conversations with the likes of KDB in terms of when people say, well, he's not as good as KDB. I mean, if it was what 4 years ago, like that probably would never happened. They just said he's an old Freddie Adu, another player who hasn't sort of fulfilled the hype and potential. And I think today was what I saw for him today, and just to pivot on back to the game, I think what I saw for him today in terms of just controlling the game was sublime. And that's the sort of Odegaard you want to see, but that's the sort of Odegaard I want to see when the games are going tough. Like in terms of, like, he's really good at initiating the press. He's really good at actually like almost being a coach on the pitch. Because I know everyone talks about Declan Rice being a natural captain. I think he actually he's showing why he is a captain as well, in terms of when you watch him do the press, he's always sort of directing players in terms of where to be. But so seeing that, but then also adding the quality that he has on the ball, like he is stepping up back to the level he was last year, and I think he's probably at some point going to surpass even what he did last year. So I think Arteta can also hang his hat on the fact that he's taken that wonder kid who could have failed. It could be another guy who's playing in the Portuguese league or some random league, and actually has turned him into a player that most people want in their team as a number 8.
So I have two awkward conversations. So listen, people, some of you accused me this morning of not having an Arsenal fan when I have discussions. So now I have 4 guys here, right? 4 guys. We have over 230 of you here. I want you to hit that like, and I want you to get involved in the conversation. We're going to discuss 2 things now. Number 1, we're going to discuss, as this morning with Arsenal fans, the Saka thing. Saka again, his form, what is happening to him? Is he hitting the highs this season? Do we think he is one of Arsenal's best players this season? And number 2 is that, as much as I discuss it with Liverpool fans, if Arsenal are playing football like this, when are Arsenal fans are going to sit and say, we should win the league? We are the best team in the league. Looking from outside, if I'm watching this, you're 2 points behind. Who can beat Arsenal? That's the question. That's why in the title, who can stop Arsenal? Can anyone stop Arsenal? Looking at Arsenal now, it's very tough, right? I wanted to start with the title race. How do you guys winning against West Ham, Sheffield, Liverpool, who else? Nottingham Forest, Burnley,
Newcastle.
Completely different types of teams over the past 6 games, scoring more than 4 goals. 7 or 6 games.
Yes, I think it's 7 games.
7 games, scoring more than 4 goals in every game of the last 5. I think we'll have to stop now, and people have to say, you remember the laugh when I laughed myself, LB, and Hussein?
Oh, I remember
right?
this.
Yeah, we remember that, bro. Yeah.
You remember that? Now the conversation has to be different. When I'm looking at this Arsenal team, and I kind of keep repeating this Arsenal team of last 7 games, when I sit down straight facts with Terry, it looks different than the Arsenal that started the season. It's much faster. It's much more composed. It's much more direct to go to the goal. This Arsenal team look like a team that is ready to win the league, that is ready to go to the Etihad and have a plan to get a point or get a 3 points or something. When are we going to sit and actually talk about that? Why are a lot of some Arsenal fans like, no, we are not there. We are still the underdogs.
PTSD.
Why?
PTSD.
I think
We are humble.
But that's
humble
the
because
reality. It's the reality, right? Like,
go ahead.
You would, based upon the football that we're playing the best football. But playing the best football is not necessarily going to win us the league, because if Liverpool win all their games, it doesn't matter what we do. So I think it's a bit disingenuous for any Arsenal fan to come out and say, yeah, we're 100% going to win the league. But the way that we're playing, I mean, I can't see any team that we wouldn't blow over. Like, I don't even personally fear Man City. And Man City is probably our hardest game for the remainder of the season. I don't fear Man United going to their ground. I don't fear going to Tottenham's ground. I don't fear any of these teams at all, because I know when it really comes to it, both defensively and offensively, we're above all these teams. We're doing better than all these teams. So why should I fear them? So I think there's a bit of a balance, right? Like, I believe that we're very capable of winning the league 100%. But because, you know, we dropped 5 points to Fulham and we dropped 3 points against West Ham, like, there's things that happened in December that we're kind of paying for now, in a sense. But we can't focus on that. We just have to look forward. What's the next game? Next game is Brentford. Cool. Beat them. We don't need to look any further than that. Once we get past Brentford, cool. Now we focus on Porto. Cool. Get past them. Then we focus on Brentford. Like, the not looking too far ahead is working in our favor a lot, because we're not thinking about too many things, which allows us to just focus on playing our game. So if we keep on doing that, it's only going to put pressure on the other teams, right? Like, because I already know that Klopp and Pep are probably looking at the whole, man, Arsenal's goal difference is crazy. Like, what's Arteta cooking up over there? And it will make them make, you know, potentially decisions that could harm them. So, you know, that's just my thoughts on it. I don't know if the other...
sorry, go son.
No, I just want to say one thing. On that, yeah, just
again
speaking
with
about
the one
Man
thing,
City game.
Again with the one
يا
thing.
أخي يا أخي والله خليني ننزل. Let me land. والله let me land. Let me land يا حبيبي. يا حبيبي. No, but I will say this, and I've said this once before, and I'll say it again. Yeah, listen, this season I feel more confident going into that City game than I did last season. And this season, I feel more confident going into that City game because of how we are defensively, how we've handled being pressed, how we've handled dealing with. I know City, we played them before, and no Rodri, no De Bruyne. It was a different team. You know, they were missing key components. But even now, when I look at City, I see them giving away counterattacks. They give away these chances for you to get in behind. I really think we can hurt them. I don't know whether we can win, but I'm a bit more confident this season. Go into them and go into the Etihad and actually put in a respectful performance in. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we won't win. Maybe we can get a draw, but I think we can definitely go there. We can do something. We can do something because this season I agree with Mo. In these last 5, 6, 7 games, it's like Arteta's taken the leash off of all of the players and said, "Go, do whatever you want to do now." Yeah, I've held you for this long. Go and do whatever you want to do, and they are just ripping play.
What if it's like they just started doing what he was telling them to do?
Nah.
I don't think you can do this. I don't think you can go like he was. No, he didn't have.
Okay,
he's never going to tell his players don't go nuts and score goals. Like,
Martin,
that's crazy.
No, but Martin, this is what I say. Yeah, this is why I say that he was. This is why I say he was maybe saying to them, okay, don't just go and try and take on the man. Don't try and do that. Try and look for the safe pass. Look for the safe pass. I want you to focus mainly on control. I want you to gain control of the games. Yeah. And just try and suffocate a team. Just try and pass it. Try and pass it and pass it to open spaces. The attack will come. And the chance will come.
Sound like
that's what I feel like.
Say,
no, but that's what I feel like because this season he's focused more on control. From the start of the season, we've seen him focus more on control because what happened last season? We'd have our little running games where we'd come out guns blazing. All of a sudden, we lose control of games. We lose control of games, and then the team starts to come back onto us, and then we start to concede goals. We concede counterattacks. That's why I feel like he's focusing so much on this control bit because he wants to control games. So when we do score and we do score our goals, a team can't touch us because we'll suffocate them. We'll press them. That's all I'm saying.
I can understand. I mean, it's been a narrative. I'll let you talk in a sec, mate. I just don't think that we can say, oh, yes, well, Arteta is obviously telling them to be more controlling. I think it's a narrative that we've come up with, and then we've just decided that's actually happened. But I think that they just weren't executing what he wanted them to do, and it looks like control because they're they're not pulling off the stuff. They're not confident. They're not. I mean, right now they're just playing through absolute flow state, and they're not even thinking about what they're doing. And if we were playing like this at the start of the season, to answer your question, Mo, I think we would have been like, yeah, we're going to win the league. But right now, being in third position is actually pretty good for us. We're not in the media spotlight as much. City pool, they can have their little love affair
You
going
won't be
on.
next week, Martin. Like, there's no way you can be next week.
Well, that's
unless
fine.
you
We'll
lose
start
to
taking the
Brentford.
heat. I think at that point,
it's completely different.
if we get the lead in the league, then we have to never give it up. Basically, that's our only chance of winning. And the way
you're playing Brentford at home, so realistically, you should win that game. Liverpool and Man City, no matter what the results are, you're not going to stay third. It's impossible.
If they have to draw.
It's impossible.
We have to go. For us to go first, they have to draw. If one of them win, then we'll obviously be second if we beat Brentford.
We can go second. Yeah, we can go second.
Like it's impossible to be third. Like,
but there's nothing wrong with. There's no difference between second and third right now, right? Like,
apparently, people are saying there is a difference.
I don't even care what the position is right now.
Every time I talk about Arsenal, people say, but they're still third. I still think at the current moment you are okay. At the current moment, because your run is very tough. I still think you are still third favorites until you face Manchester City. It's all about the run in. It's all about the remaining games. If I'm looking at the games, even if you become second next week, you still have to go to the Etihad. And we know that going to the Etihad, you have to prove that you can win there or you can draw there. Because at that time, you have to prove it. Don't do that.
We have to win. We have to win.
Because you have to understand, if Liverpool win next game and you lose at the Etihad, Liverpool can be 5 points ahead of you. That's a big gap to catch in 9 games.
Yeah, true. But
if Liverpool win at Anfield and we win at City, Liverpool is still ahead of us, right?
Yeah, but it within 2 points. I believe it's going to go down to who can be composed more. Does that make sense?
We just have to be there if one of them slack. Like if we're lighting a fire under their asses right now, and the more goals we score and get 10 points. I've never seen City be 10 behind in goal difference, and that's usually their thing. That's like, that's our badge of honor. So the more we score and not still be at the front, they know that they can't mess up. The pressure is starting to like build on those guys, and it'll be a week from now on Sunday. That's going to be a massive. Those guys are going to be so terrified to lose that I think that they're both going to end up playing for a draw.
If City win, let's just put out like a situation here. Yeah? Let's just use an example, hypothetical situation. If City win and then we win and then Liverpool are third, they're third at that time, innit? Because there'll be 2 points behind us. So there'll be 1 point behind us. Sorry. So if City win there, and then that game at the Etihad becomes massive, absolutely massive. If City manage to win at Anfield, that game at the Etihad is massive. For the sake that if you win that, I think you're 2 points ahead.
We'll still be 1 point behind City, won't we?
No, you'll be 2 points ahead of them.
Because if City beat Liverpool,
we're 1 point. We're 1 point behind them now. Okay. If they beat Liverpool, we beat Brentford, then we go 1 point behind them still, and then we have the chance to overtake them 2 points ahead. But even 2 points is not even like unless we lose it. Unless we lose a game, which we have hard run-ins, bro. We have Tottenham and Old Trafford, which no. But these still can be banana skins, bro.
Listen,
Tottenham, I don't care what you say. Tottenham is a derby day, bro. Derby day, derbies are fucked.
Let me just say this. The premise and this, like when we play all these hypotheticals, I like it, but in the end, it's football simple. Go and win your games. That's the challenge. Go and win your games. So if you're at the Etihad or you're at White Hart Lane or you're at Old Trafford or you're at the Amex Stadium or whatever stadium, the overall aim is go and win your games. I think I would hope in the minds of Arteta and minds of the team, the focus right now is, well, we have to now just go and win those games. I think last year, especially when we went to Etihad, I felt like the mentality was not to lose. Yeah. Right? It was not to go and win, it was not to lose. And there's a very big difference in mentality when you approach a game that way versus when you actually say, you know what, actually, we're not here. Don't be scared. Sorry, we're not scared of you. You should be scared of us. That's the mentality I would hope the team is going into that game with. And I think everything that happened before.
You think Man City should be scared of Arsenal going to that?
No, I said that's the mentality the players should have going into the game.
Just
in
clarifying. I'm sorry. Just
of course.
Why is Mo smiling like that? You fraud.
But that's what if you look. Sorry, I was going to say, if you look at all elite sports, when you look at basketball, for example, right? Like you look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was all about instilling fear into the teams and the Chicago Bulls were all instilling fear into the teams they played against. That is the difference between an elite team. Sometimes, like when people talk about
what you want to say is that Terry is right. Arsenal are scary. That's what
I don't talk about that scary thing. But when you look at the invisible teams, when you look at the invisible team, and we used to talk about the invisible team, they used to say that teams were scared in the tunnel, right? Teams were scared in the tunnel to play against. That's what I would want this Arsenal team to become for the run into the end of the season.
Well, I think interestingly, when we played at the Emirates, we deferred to City. We said, "Here, you have the ball, and you attack us." And I think that we'll probably do that as well at the Etihad, where we won't be there just trying to like push a goal in. We'll be like, "Okay, play it cool, wait for your moment, and then take it." So yeah, I think it's important to know that we're not getting above it.
The people in the chat, do you guys think that Arsenal are actually scary? Yes or no? Are people really scared of Arsenal?
I wouldn't want to play
should be scared. Man City should be very scared.
Talk your shit, Reece.
We've scored 30 goals in the last 7 Premier League games and conceded 3. By the way, it is extremely disingenuous, to say that we're not scary. It's actually mad. Like, I get. Do you know what? Football is played on the pitch. It's not played in the history books. And by the way, right now, nobody is playing better on the pitch than Arsenal in the world. I don't care what anybody says. There is not a team in the world that is Inter is not playing better football than Inter's doing well, but I'm sorry. I'll say this now, and I hope we meet you. It will be supreme smoke. Maybe at your ground, you might get.
Give Mo what he wants.
But you come to the Emirates, it's a different type of football. Like, I have not been exposed to Arteta ball. That's all I'm saying, innit?
Yeah, they're Porto on steroids. These motherfuckers will sit back there and say, "Come."
Yeah, that's all well and good. Because, like I said, after the Porto game, I expect Arteta and his coaching team to understand why that happened and build a game plan to ensure that it does not happen again. That is what I expect.
Haven't Inter scored 69 goals and we've only scored 60 this season?
Crazy.
I mean, objectively,
no, we scored 60.
Okay. No, but then when we look at
objectively, Inter have scored more goals than us. Can
you really be objective? Because what happens if you put Arsenal into the Serie A?
And they've also only considered 13 goals this season. I mean, actually, objectively, quite difficult to say that we're better than.
You know what? You can make a case either way, right? Like, and if we end up losing, then I would be wrong. But what I'm trying to get at...
Wait. Serie A is also a very defensive league as well. Wait, I'm doing Mo's job for him. What's going on here?
Bro, I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm composed. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, it's fine. Because I'm not actually disrespecting the team. Yeah,
you are.
What I'm doing is I'm letting people.
You're doing is what fans say. Arsenal, don't get ahead of yourself, bro.
That's fine.
You're still third in your league.
That's fine. That's
right.
You know why? Because there's no.
Played Porto in the Champions League. It looked peak for you. You controlled the ball, but you didn't control the game. They had the more dangerous chances. I'm just telling you the truth. You are playing very good football in the Premier League, and I'm gonna tell you, playing European football is completely different than actually playing. Even when you, if I remember correctly, even when you had the Like I think when you lost to Bayern Munich, you still didn't have bad players. The problem is playing in European football. It requires experience. You didn't have a terrible team like the team that you had in the beginning of Arteta's era with all the stuff that he had to clear out. My point is, Arsenal, it's a different thing playing in Europe than playing in the league. For example, it's the same for Serie A. It's the same for the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich might look great, you know what I mean, in the Bundesliga. It's different in Europe. All I want to say is don't get ahead of yourself. You still have to beat Porto at home. You still have to go through. I know you're very confident. Reese. Right?
I've got to stop you there. I had to look at the team that played by.
Go ahead. Maybe I forgot.
I saw Mustafi's name and I just thought, you know what? No.
Wasn't he a World Cup winner at that time?
Listen, I was a World Cup winner.
Wasn't he a World Cup winner?
If Mustafi won the World Cup, I won the World Cup as well.
We had Yaya Sanogo. Like I don't really. Yeah.
Anyway, so back. So forget the Champions League and all the European talk. It's all about the league, because I'm telling you, playing in the Premier League, teams look different to Arsenal than the people in Europe, which is expected. That happens for every team, right? For every team, to be honest. My point is, Arsenal now, you look like they're the best team in the league. You look like you're in your way for good things. It's not in your hand, which is what Martin is talking about. It's like it's not in our hands. There's still a long way to go. But the last thing, to be honest, I want to talk about before we end is I had a conversation this morning with Tom and Nobbins about Saka and Foden and all this stuff after Foden yesterday. The reason why I want to have this conversation with you guys is that who is the best player in the league at the current moment, from your opinion? Forget Saka and Foden. Let's start there.
Declan Rice.
With you.
Okay.
I would go with Rice, Declan Rice.
So Declan Rice is the best player in the league
for me. Actually, well, I don't know. I'm calling him the best because in my mind he's the most consistent. But I do think there are a lot of players you can make the case for. Like you could make the case for Van Dijk. Maybe Van Dijk's a bit ahead of him. Maybe. You could probably make.
Van Dijk had a stinker against us. Like he literally was at fault for almost all three of those goals.
He did.
I don't think Foden's the best player in the league. I don't know where this has come from either. But
I've seen it today everywhere. By the way, I'm sure you are. I've seen it everywhere today. Did you see that?
This recency, bro.
I've seen it everywhere today, and it's not only Twitter. I have seen it on mainstream news and media that they are pushing that. Well,
Ollie Watkins is the best player in the league right now. Like
you're not serious.
Assist and goals. He's got the most GA. I feel like I don't know. It's probably a left field one rather than from the big teams, because I don't think there's anyone at Arsenal that like carries the whole team. Same with City. Liverpool's had a lot of injuries.
I'll say this. Look, this season, I don't feel
Pep said it. DGN is saying Pep said it, because I remember there was a headline. I woke up this morning and there was a headline
Pep said it.
That someone said that Foden is playing at Ballon d'Or level. Like he should have a shout in the Ballon d'Or at the end of the season. I'm like, this is too far.
What is this, bro?
I swear, Sad, read the news.
Bro, two goals against Manchester United got these men skunked, bro.
No,
Saka goals and assists in him, bro. And you guys are really going to chat to me about Ballon d'Or form, bro. Let's not do this. He's a good player. But Ballon d'Or is a whole different level, bro.
Like what defines Ballon d'Or form? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Because if we say it's GA, it's your output, then if you're saying Foden is playing at Ballon d'Or level, then surely Saka has to be as well.
Ballon d'Or level is.
Hold on.
I don't know what it means. What does it mean?
My thing is this, right? Like, first of all,
can I define it, Olu?
Go on.
Being the best player in the best team in the world. That's what a Ballon d'Or is. Or you are taking an average team to be one of the best teams in the world. So you have two ways of winning Ballon d'Or.
Okay, so then Saka is Ballon d'Or level because he's taking an average team.
Reece,
being one of the best in the world.
Reece, he's not even your best player.
Why is going? Why are you dunking, bro?
He's not even your best player.
On us, bro?
There is Saliba, Gabriel, Odegaard, and Rice ahead of him. Am I wrong here, or am I bugging?
Why is you dunking on us, bro?
I don't know.
Or am I wrong? Am I wrong? I did this morning, and I'm like,
I think that's a massive disservice to Saka. Like,
okay, so name me the players. Name me
so
the
happen to
players
have a
ahead
lot
of
of
Saka.
players.
Reese, name me the players ahead of Saka in Arsenal now.
Declan Rice.
Declan Rice.
Maybe. Declan
Gabriel,
Rice.
Maybe.
Gabriel.
Yeah, maybe Declan Rice. I don't know.
Declan Rice, Gabriel.
Okay. I don't know about Gabriel. I don't know. Like, I would say.
I'll say
No.
Wait.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Gabriel has been untouchable this season. Untouchable.
Better than Saka? I don't know.
Yes. The reason wait 1 second. The reason why I said this, so when you talk about Ballon d'Or really is consistency of high performances over the season, right? Yes. So the problem we have right now is this. Even with the Foden chat, is everyone looks at it in snapshots. So in one snapshot, when KDB came back, he was best player in the league. Everyone raved about it because he scored a goal against Newcastle and had that amazing performance, right? And now shifted to Foden. And what tends to happen is that a player will go on a run. They get elevated to this Ballon d'Or to a level that everyone says how amazing they are, and then it peters out. So, look, right now, I'll say Foden is probably playing at the best level in the league. I think, objectively, when you look at how good Foden is playing, there's no player right now, because the thing about it is that he's also changing games. Like, he's also, before everyone jumps in, he's also changing games. So, you look at the game on Sunday against United, he had no right to hit that ball and score that goal, but he did it. So he's changing games, right? And when I say he had no right, I mean that he should be closed down, etc., etc. So, like, I hate the arguments of who's better, Saka, Foden. They're both playing at
no,
really
we have
levels.
to have this argument. And I
know, but
come on, bro. You knew that Mo was literally he was lining it up perfectly. He wanted to talk about.
Do you know why we need to have this argument, people?
And then he wanted to.
Do you guys know why we have this argument?
No.
To be honest, for a couple of reasons. They are both good players, and I've said many times I'm choosing Saka, right? I'm between. It's a conversation. The reason why, number one, it's fun. Number two, they are the same age group, both academy players playing for two teams that are going for challenging for the league. Both are starting as right wingers. Yes, different style of play. Foden comes in the middle more than Saka. Both are scoring goals. Numbers don't lie. You guys know that their goal ratio per game is very, very similar.
Yeah.
You know that. Number of games played in the Prem, number of minutes, number of goals, and number of assists are I think it's a very fair comparison. That doesn't diss any one of them. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I don't think that Foden's ever had the same level of challenge that Saka has had, because I think being a part of that Man City team where you barely have to defend as an attacker, you're pretty much just getting guaranteed, like, you know, chances. Whereas Saka has to had to, not so much these days, but quite often we wouldn't play very well at all if Saka wasn't doing all the hard work. So I hate the fact that every time Foden scores, you know, Saka's trending, and every time Saka does something, you know, people go, I don't really understand. I find it like a little petty almost.
I said it's our fish and chips version of Messi and Ronaldo. You know what I mean? It's like it's the Messi Ronaldo sort of one scores, everyone's going to talk about the other sort of scenario now, which for the league is absolutely amazing. I mean, having two young players now for the next 7 to 10 years who are going to be going back and forth, hopefully, in terms of who's better, who's actually performing to a level is absolutely amazing for the league. So, like Martin, I hate these comparisons because I just think that it's so hard to quantify who's better because.
Well, it has confirmed that Saka's the benchmark.
I know you have to drop it, so right. Thanks. Appreciate it, buddy.
Just one last thing before I drop here. I think the conversation needs to move from who's better, Foden or Saka, to how well both of them will play with each other in England.
No, I don't care about this.
Come on. But as an Englishman,
it's not interesting, bro. It's not interesting. What is this?
Big up hooks.
What is this? Friends and Family podcast? This is not Friends and Family podcast, bro. Come on, stop this.
Sweet. All right,
serious.
Sorry, I've just seen someone say Messi, Ronaldo. No way, Olu. Like sometimes people don't actually listen to what I'm trying to say or listen to what I'm saying. I said the rivalry between Messi and Ronaldo is what hopefully you start to see.
This has to be a rivalry, right? Like I'm not getting this friendly. Let's enjoy both. We are enjoying both. What are guys so soft? People are soft these days. We have to have these arguments. We have to have these comparisons. I like it. I love it. I like it. I live for this stuff. It doesn't mean I'm dissing this or dissing that. If I say I'm choosing Foden, I hate Saka. If I say I'm choosing Saka, I hate Foden. That's just a conversation. That is fun. What, like people want us to talk about? Well, oh my god!
I love this. I love Foden.
Bro. Fuck this.
I love Foden. I think I said this. Foden was not born in Stockport. He was born in Brazil. Like technically, he is so skillful, right? But at the same time, like Saka is just direct, right? He's just like the one thing people used to say was that he was cutting to his left. No, he will take you on his right hand side as well. And today showed like the amount of times he absolutely burnt Trusty, who was a sleeper agent. I mean, we sent him to Sheffield United to destroy them from the inside, but because he was getting absolutely ripped apart. In fact, it felt so unfair to leave him there one-on-one with Saka.
That own goal was a thing of beauty. And I think that would have been Saka's 7 goals in 7 games or something like that. Or he's just every game he'll come up with a goal and assist. So he's just Mr. Reliable. He's there, like Old Faithful that goes off at 11 o'clock every day or whatever it is. But I don't
exactly. That's my people just say, oh, if you choose Saka, you hit Foden. No, I don't. I'll just choose Saka over Foden as a right winger. And people say, but Foden isn't a right winger. But his coach is starting him as a right winger. It's not me who goes to the dressing room and say, Foden, you are starting right winger. It's his coach. Yes, he drifts inside, does this and that. But his coach is starting him as a right winger. And he plays different than Saka.
Foden's starting to take the reins at City, and that'll be interesting as KDB and those guys start to fade out. Foden will have to stand up and carry that team with whoever comes in.
Do you believe he can carry the team, though?
Yes, as long as Pep is there. As long as Pep is never underestimate Pep. Sorry.
Yeah, never underestimate Pep. Go ahead, Martin.
Sorry, Martin.
I think he needs to take control of the game in the middle and not be pushed out wide, but I don't know when Pep's going to do that to him. And it'll be interesting to see against Liverpool if he is out on the right or if Pep's going with another configuration, because one thing we know about Saka is that he's the first name on the team sheet and everyone knows where he's going to play, including the opposition. They know how to stop him because they know where he's going to be and they can just do it with numbers. But Foden tends to drift around a lot more on the inside, and I think he has a very, very high level of play. Like his technical level is probably one of the best in the league. So now he's adding goals, long-range goals. It's going to be very hard to stop him. But yeah,
I want to ask you guys something. Who do you think is gonna lead the Premier League and goals from the right wing after Mo Salah leaves? Is it Saka or Foden?
It'll be Saka.
I would guess.
I think.
What?
I think that
I need an answer here.
Yeah, I said Saka.
Saka.
Really?
Saka's way better. Foden sucks. Get this guy out of here.
The reason why is this. I think Pep will, as per usual, buy another player who will go on the wings and will have to go back and forth with Foden. I don't think, for some reason, he will just never have him just playing consistently. I mean, I say that now. He does play a hell of a lot of games, but I think he's going to drift around the midfield in terms of sometimes on the left, sometimes on the right, sometimes in the middle. I think with Saka, you said, you just know he's going to be on the right hand side. So I think just by nature of him just always being there, he's more likely to get more goals and maybe assists than Foden. But yeah, it'll be very close.
We'll see at the Etihad who snatches whose chains, because that's going to be for all the numbers.
I like that.
I guess we'll see. Listen, people, get us to 200 likes if you can. Like the video before you go. I want to appreciate everybody that joined us. This was a good
sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say one more thing.
Yes.
So one thing that so people say, what can we do to get Saka to play better? I remember it was around January, people were talking about, should we bring another player in, etc. One thing that I said, I'm not bigging myself up, but I love to big myself up because, why not? Was actually the solution is there already, and it was Ben White. In terms of the more Ben White starts to overlap and create spaces that allow Saka to go one-on-one more with players, the more you're going to see the best out of Saka. So it wasn't a case of bringing a new player. Now, today, the tactics was so crap from Sheffield that they, for some reason, just left them one-on-one with the left back one-on-one with Saka without even needing an overlap run.
Yeah, it was absolutely horrific. 4-4-2. How do you play Arsenal and you play 4-4-2? Are you an idiot, Chris Wilder, whatever shit?
you can do it if you're saying to your left and right wingers, I need you to just double up.
You play 6 then. That's what you mean.
Exactly. You go 6-2-2 basically. But
it was
leave
idiotic,
Saka,
bro. Saka was isolated 1-on-1 the whole time with some player that I'm Rusty or whatever his name, Trusty or whatever his name is.
Yeah, ex-Arsenal player.
Trusty
but that's what I'm saying, like,
bro.
That's what I'm saying, like, that's what I'm saying, like, with Ben White, when Ben White actually overlaps, or when Ben White makes those decoy runs and gets Saka 1-on-1, you just see how effective he is. And I think that's what, for me, I always thought the solution was always there. It was just trying to get Ben White back to form, because I think he dipped a little bit at the start of the season. He wasn't as like marauding down the wings as he was last season. So you can see why now. I think you've seen the best out of Saka. So I was right about that, and I was right about Havertz being a regen of
Thomas Muller. Let's call him.
There you go.
Let's call him Thomas Havertz from now on. Listen,
Thomas Havertz.
I really appreciate you guys. Appreciate everyone. Kai Muller looks better.
Before we go, we have to bring more charges to Mo for Amrabat. Amrabat.
Oh, I explained myself.
It doesn't matter. I'm adding more charges after what I saw Sunday. We're adding.
You know what is so easy?
Charges to
is to say this player is this and that, and then when they come good, you say, "Yeah." I still brought up the stats from last season. Anyway, listen, people. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody that stuck and watched us. Thank you, people that watched us. Thank you, people that hit the like button. Like the video before you go. If you're watching this in the replay, I hope you enjoyed it. This was a chill, great content, to be honest. Thanks, Martin. Thanks, Olo. Really appreciate you guys.
Thanks, guys.
And turn on the notification bell for tomorrow morning. We got a great show for you. We appreciate you guys. And we are out of here, people.
Peace.